Hey there guys, LoncelotDev92 here, and today's video is going to be going over tons of different vegan nuggies. We're going to rank them in tier lists, have a little bit of fun with it, and spoiler alert, one of them gets disqualified. It's actually the corn one, Q-U-O-R-N. It's actually, the meatless version is only vegetarian, not vegan, so it does not make the cut for this list, so you can go ahead and ignore that if you're looking for vegan nuggies. We do still rank it because we don't realize it until way later in the video when we disqualify it. But just letting you guys know, all the other nuggies, totally vegan and safe for you to eat. Vegetarian is the corn one. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Vegan chicken fries.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is really good.
It's really good.
Dude,
And we're doing it with no sauce too.
This hash, I know where I put it. I don't know where you got these, but
This is pretty good. I mean, honestly, you don't need sauce with that one. That's pretty flavorful too. Okay, so that was really good. I know where mine's going. Do you know where yours is going?
yeah.
All right, where's yours going, Nick?
The first one has to go S. I don't know if that's that
S tier?
That is the best chicken nugget I've had.
Yeah?
I think.
All right, you can look at what it is.
MS.
Morningstar.
Oh, Morningstar. Okay.
You get a good texture. They're nice and flavorful. You really don't need any sauce for them. But anyway, that's S tier for Nick. I think mine are probably, it's got to be close. I think I'm going to start with A tier.
Is this just taste?
Yeah, we're just doing taste. We're starting with taste. We'll do everything else later. Because, we have them right in front of us, so taste is the most important. Yeah. We can look at the nutrients on them, on all that stuff later, and prices.
Yeah, I was gonna, if that's not pricey, I know what I'm getting from now on.
They're really good. These are nuggets, but they're like a little bit more ball shaped. Okay. This one definitely seems more like a sauce carrier to me. All right. I think if you're looking for something that has like texture and like juicy, almost like, it's kind of weird because it is kind of meaty, I guess, right? And I would definitely probably classify this more as a popcorn chicken, but like on the container, it definitely says nuggets.
It's not like bad, but it's not.
So where would you put that one, Nick?
I'm gonna say B. I think.
Yeah.
The first bite I took did not taste good at all, but then it
yeah, it has a really neutral-ish taste to me, and it's kind of weird because of how juicy it is. It's a very juicy nugget. If we're doing just flavor, again, I think it would probably easily sit in B tier if it was flavor, like if I had sauce on it. But I think I'm actually gonna go C tier with that one. Like, it's a decent nug. It's not gross or anything. Anyway, so that's what mine looks like so far. All right, let's go ahead and put that down. Well, I don't know what this next one is, honestly. I cannot tell.
Yeah, I cannot tell either.
All right, here's the other next set of nuggies. These ones have like what looks like cracked black pepper in them a little bit. You see those little flakes. I'm excited. These actually kind of look like the McDonald's nuggies a little bit in like the color. Wait, what? Okay, I'm pretty here for this texture. It's pretty good.
I really like the black pepper. I don't know.
Yeah, this is pretty good too. This has a medium amount of flavor. It's not quite as flavor as the first one. The first one is pretty salty, which we know Nick likes and I like too. This one has a really good texture too, I think. It's like a hybrid. It's not very dry. It's a little bit texture juicy on the middle, but pretty crunchy on the outside too. All right, where are you going to place yours, Nick?
A.
Well, we have to know what it is.
Oh, it's corn.
It's corn?
Yeah.
Huh. Compared to, let's just say it looks most like a McDonald's nugget. And if we compared it to McDonald's nugget in like flavor and taste, I would probably say it's a lot less salty and it has like a little bit like of a more rounded flavor, I guess, right? Like, yeah, this is probably the closest so far. Definitely the closest to McDonald's nugget so far, both in look and then a kind of in the texture, honestly. These look like pretty standard, what I would imagine nuggies looking like. And they're very rounded too. Oh, wow. Huh.
This is definitely harder to chew. It's more like firm.
Well, and when he says that too, he means like the inside of it. Like the outside of all of them has been crunchy, but the inside definitely has the most bite to it this time. Like even after you bite through it, you still have to chew it.
Yeah, this is really weird. These have to be so expensive.
We'll do a price list next. Okay, so texture, that one's good. I mean, honestly, that was probably the closest to what I would imagine real chicken.
That felt like real chicken.
Yeah, that felt like real chicken. And the flavor's honestly pretty good too.
Yeah.
Comparison, that was really good. What is it?
Oh, no way that's Beyond.
That's Beyond?
No way.
All right, that is Beyond. It's not the popcorn chicken. I have the wrong picture here. But yeah, I'll probably give that one. That was honestly really good.
Did you just?
Yeah, it was the big flat ones. Yeah, I remember the Beyond. I could show you the Beyond packaging. It's the really bright green packaging. That's the thing about all these vegan brands too, chat. They change all the flipping time. Like they're always doing new recipes, new flavors, new shapes, like new everything. So consistently.
I don't understand.
So it's Beyond. It's not the one that I'm packaging here. That was pretty high up there. I think that might be another A tier even.
Yeah, I have.
Or maybe an S tier. I can't tell.
I have to move the chicken, the first one down to A and then that to S, I think.
Yeah, that was really good. Honestly, I want it to be A because honestly, the texture does creep me out a little bit.
This one
looks pretty weird.
That one looks gross. Kind of.
It kind of looks brown. Maybe it doesn't come through on the camera a little bit, but you see how it's like kind of like a bit more brown and dark?
I'm scared.
They are pretty nuggy shaped though. Huh.
It has a really good taste or like flavor. I think the texture is not there though.
Yeah, this is probably the most boring texture for sure. The outside's crunchy, like how you'd want it to be, but the inside's very like mono, just like mush almost texture kind of, you know? I think this one's fine. If you want the most plain, this is the Morningstar one, I can tell.
Yeah, it's definitely Morningstar. I was gonna put it at C, I think. I don't know. But
I think mine's gonna go in B tier. I think the flavor's pretty good overall. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because like all this is different than when you're eating one by itself. You know what I mean? Because you have so much different things to compare to the other ones and stuff like that. When you cook nuggies, you cook a bunch of nuggies of one type. You're like, okay, this is what the nuggies are like. But now it's like you're constantly comparing them all mentally to the other nuggies.
Which one was that one?
That was the regular Morningstar one. Anyway, this one's gonna be the animal-shaped ones, like the dolphin-shaped ones. I know which one these are too, because I opened the package.
Oh, these are the ones I get.
Okay.
I can eat these with like a sauce, but I just can't eat them plain, really, unless I'm like really hungry. I'm not a fan.
I would kind of imagine this is how like regular microwave nuggies are like the regular frozen ones. You know, like the very boring regular chicken nuggies. Like I'm comparing these to non-vegan nuggies. This is what I would imagine when you think of like regular, just quick microwave nuggies. Again, it's kind of mono textured too, kind of like the Morningstar one. A little softer overall.
These are the ones.
I think it's more like if you want something that's simple, it wasn't even crazy flavorful. It had a little bit of flavor. It was okay. The texture was super plain. Like it was overall just super duper okay.
Yeah, these have to be eaten with something though. Like
yeah, that has to be with sauce. I would say. I would put those in C tier.
I'm gonna put that at D.
You think that's a D tier?
Man, I didn't realize. I
Nick's
thought
been eating the worst nuggies
dude.
this whole
Oh
time.
my gosh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We have several more to try still. I don't know which one this one is. These look like really normal nuggies also.
Also look like impossible.
Very normal looking nuggies. That is such a different flavor than what I was expecting.
Is it fruity?
Is it? These taste not savory, not salty.
Are these like? It tastes like fruit almost.
Not like sweet fruit. Kind of like how you would imagine like a blueberry waffle to taste almost a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of taste like blueberry waffles. It's really weird.
It's like smelling blueberries.
Yeah, it's like you're smelling blueberries while you're eating these nuggets. Like a lot. Like I'm getting like a lot of blueberry these nuggies. What is this?
You just have to go. There's no way. I'm putting this. It's Tyson, and I'm putting it in D.
Why does Tyson? Yeah, okay. I'm feeling kind of D. That is not what I expected at all from nuggies. I think I'm moving these down because like the Impossible nuggies, honestly, were just very much like they were nuggies. They were just kind of boring, and the texture was kind of boring too. So I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Tyson's. Tyson's was pretty weird. That was really weird, Chad.
Yeah, I was.
Imagine being the one kid that lives off of those. When he tries any other type of nugget, he's gonna be, what is this? This isn't what nuggets taste like. Nuggets are supposed to taste like blueberries. Yeah, we got two more. These ones also kind of look like McDonald's nuggies a bit, except they're a little bit exotic shaped. The coloring and the interesting. Oh, they're so cold. These are so cold. I really need to try and ignore that.
They taste good though. The texture's not there, probably because they're cold.
Yeah, it's a little bit like. I mean, I can kind of taste the crunch, like where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little mono texture too, though.
Oh.
Like on the inside, anyway. Like it's kind of mushy.
I'd say C for me. Which one are these?
That's simulated, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, flavor's a little boring too. Honestly,
I saw the black pepper, but it didn't taste any.
Yeah,
black
it
pepper.
tastes. It's very light on flavor too. If I had them warmer, maybe they were C. They're gonna be D. They're okay, I guess.
I'm thinking I want to move Impossible up and then maybe simulate down to.
Last nuggies that we have, I believe. These ones are a little bit on the darker side again too, and slightly like uneven texture. Look like almost like handmade or something, almost looking.
Nope.
Oh, that is crazy.
Bombastic side eye.
Oh, what the heck is this? Alright, I gotta break this apart for you guys, like on screen. Like, this is mad crumbly. Nick, hold this plate up for me. Cause I wanna like break it on camera. The actual chicken inside is not that. Alright, get a little closer. Alright, so look at this. I don't know if it'll carry through, but like, that stuff's like, it's so like testy. It's really interesting. It's very crumbly. I don't know, I kinda like it. It kind of reminds me of like home style. Like when you bread it yourself.
These things always like throw me off when you first bite into them. I don't know.
Flavor's weird though.
I think I'm gonna have to give this a B. I have no idea what this is, but it could be.
I don't like the flavor.
I like the flavor. I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a C at best. It's the keto ones. Yummy.
Bring that up to a B for me.
B for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of want to adjust my list a little bit too. Then move the chicken fries up and maybe the corn even. No, maybe the say nay. Okay, this is kind of how I feel about it. All right, that's overall the tier lists for us, guys. So you have to increase these numbers by 50% roughly. So yeah, the calories are roughly the same. Total fat would be roughly 13 grams. Again, the daily value is still like super small in comparison. Saturated fat increased by 50%, 1.5 grams versus theirs being 0.5. Corn still, corn we would argue is doing better in saturated fat, but the sodium's where I think it's doing pretty poor. Wait, if you increase this by 50%, yeah, it'd be roughly the same actually for the serving because the serving size is smaller. I wish they would compare them. I wish they could compare it properly. So yeah, this is the Beyond. It's roughly the same. We'd have to increase our protein by 50% too. So 21 grams, way more protein. Our sodium's, it's a little higher. It's like 650 or something, but you're getting way more protein, a little bit more calories, a little more a little bit more saturated fat, like 1.5 grams versus 0.5. And the regular fat was like double. Carbohydrates, 41 grams, fiber, 4 grams. Carbohydrates, 15 grams instead of, was that 41? That's a lot of carbohydrates in there. I guess it depends on if you need carbs or not. Because again, carbs are kind of neutral for the most part. If you were getting too many carbs because you're just eating like tons of bread and pasta, then honestly, the Beyond one's going to be better because it's going to be 22 grams versus 41 grams. Fiber, they're both roughly the same, I think, right? 4 grams, they're getting 3 grams out of this. So it's roughly the same. So yeah, I would say health-wise, they're a little bit more side by side, I would say. The sodium's roughly the same. Yeah. You're getting more protein from your Beyond chicken nuggets. Saturated fat, you're getting slightly more. Yeah, I'd say probably a lot of it depends on, like, if you're trying to get more protein, I'd go with the Beyond versus the corn, which is really weird because they're literally using milk protein to try and get more protein in their corn. I don't know why, like in this particular version, we got the meatless ones, not the vegan ones. So yeah, I still would say the Beyond's a little better than them. All right, Morningstar now. Okay, wait, these are the fries. Yeah, the fries are super high on the sodium. They're super high on the sodium. We'd have to increase it by roughly 50%. So like, yeah, crazy high on the sodium is the main thing that's up with these fries. Saturated fat, also higher than Beyond too. Yeah, I think they're pretty soundly down here in C. Their fiber's okay. Normal fat, kind of okay, a little high. Protein's okay. Yeah, I think they're soundly down in C. There's too much sodium in most things nowadays. But yeah, we're going to stick with that. All right, now we're looking at the Impossible Wild Nuggies. So this is 2 pieces, 85 grams. So still a 50% increase to get on the same level as corn. Fat's fine. Saturated fat, again, fine area. Cholesterol, fine. Sodium is going to be roughly the same as the rest, again, about 600-ish. Carbs, which, again, all these are going to be a little high in sodium for the most part. I think the only one that wasn't was Yummy, and that's why it gets like an S tier rating. Carbohydrates, fine. Fiber, a little higher, because that's going to be like 6, because you have to increase it by 50% compared to corn. So it's 6 versus corn's 4. So honestly, that's kind of killing it on the Impossible Nuggies there for fiber. And protein ratio is a little less than Beyond. So yeah, if you need a little bit more fiber, it really, again, it depends on how you're balancing your meals. If you're getting too much sodium, then I think you're going to be leaning towards the Yummies, or you probably shouldn't be eating too many, like in general, fried foods for the most part, right? Yeah, this Morningstar is definitely kind of up there. I think I want to move it in front of probably the Beyond here if I can get it to go there. Yeah. Just because I like the extra fiber that it's giving you. I don't think you need that much protein most of the time. If you're more desperate for protein, you'd probably go with the Beyond chicken nuggies. Again, sodium's still a little too high overall. I still think these keto ones are killing it, these Yummy ketos, and I think they're pretty good overall if you're putting them with sauce. So honestly, these might, if they're reasonably priced, the Yummy might be the new way that we go. All right, looking at it again. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so these are more, 94. The other ones are like 80. So this is more like a 25% increase to get to the corn level. But yeah, default, again, sodium is way up there. We're looking at more like 700 grams of sodium, milligrams of sodium, which is more than all the other ones. Protein ratios, okay. Yeah, these ones are the highest in the salt outside of, yeah, I think these, yeah, still behind corn. They might even go into C tier, like just ahead of the Morningstar Farms ones. Yeah. The saturated fat's still fine, which is good. Yeah, it's mostly the sodium with this one. Having some iron's kind of cool. Meh. Yeah, these are, you know, I don't know. They're definitely behind corn by a little bit. So again, it has the highest ratio is protein, which is usually what you're looking for in this type of thing. If you're, if you're eating your chicken or something like that, your main course, you're looking for a lot of protein. The fiber is really good too. It has 18% of your dietary fiber. Carbs are fine. Sodium's a little up there, but not bad. It's like in ratio with pretty much everything else, right? This is a very well-balanced food overall, right? Like the problem with the other foods were like the total fat was like half of the sodium, right? So to get enough fat to feel full and stuff, you'd be at 150% sodium. For the most part, you would be hitting roughly 100% of everything at roughly the same time if you just ate this. This is a pretty balanced food overall. Yeah. So honestly, yeah, I love it. Like this is a reasonable food. This is like mid-tier general, like it's S tier for this list, but this is like a mid-tier health food in general. Not a superfood or anything like that, but this is like solid, like not a guilty pleasure. Like some of these are totally guilty pleasures, like the Morningstar chicken fries and stuff, 100% guilty pleasure. This is like, you don't have to feel terrible about eating it. That's where it lands in my book. So yeah, S tier for these nuggies for sure. Morningstar. It was up there though, like and this is my initial thoughts. I'm like changing this list based on how I felt. So 4 nuggies, let's just compare the percentages for weighting it out. It didn't give our percentages for our proteins. Proteins are fine. The sodium's not super high. Fat's okay. Yeah, this is still, I think it's in a pretty good spot. The fiber's in an okay spot. It's got a little bit of sugar, 2 grams. Yeah, I think it belongs right where it is roughly. It's below the keto nuggets for sure. But it's a decently balanced. It's decently balanced. The saturated fat is a little Yeah, this is okay. This Morningstar is okay. And then we got another one with Tyson's. Can you submit a vegan food in DMs? Yeah, go for it. All right. Yeah, Tyson's. I don't know what the heck's going on with these guys. Yeah, this is bad. This is just bad. Like, it's not terrible. It's not like you're eating a ton of ice cream or something super unhealthy. Like, this would still be better than eating, like, I don't know, random cheap ground beef or something, right? Like it's not the worst food ever for you, but like compared to all the rest of these, which like one of the draws of vegan food is to be like a little bit healthier in general, right? It's not the only draw. The main draw is like sustainability and not killing animals. That's like main draw. But a side thing is like, oh, we're a little focused on health, right? The main problem is that their saturated fat is so much higher than everyone else's. It's like more than 50% higher than everyone else's. Like it's more than double. It's more than double everyone else's saturated fat, which American diets are pretty heavy in saturated fat. And then the sodium's also pretty high too. You're looking at 22% of your sodium, and the protein's one of the lowest. And this is what you're usually eating these for, is for protein, right? So yeah, it just doesn't really deliver what you want, which is usually like decent protein and decent fat. The fat's okay, I guess, but the protein's pretty low. You're not making up for it with fiber or anything. The sodium's pretty high. This is a small serving size, 90 gram. You increase it by about 50% to meet the other ones. Yeah, the main concern is just that the saturated fat's pretty high. The sodium's pretty high, right? That'd be like 700 milligrams versus everyone else is like 500 or 600, like 4 every 120 grams. Yeah, it's still in C tier. It's not in D tier. Like D tier would be like scary bad to me, but it's definitely not great. It's definitely bottom of C tier. Yeah, that's a lot of saturated fat for a vegan product and pretty high in the sodium. And those are the main things. It's not super crazy, right? Like you can look at an ice cream or something and it can have like 60% of your saturated fat or something in one serving, and that's like crazy, right? But like it's pretty high for what it is. It's pretty high for what it is overall. Not a dessert. So yeah. And the final one is the Simulate Nugs right here. Yeah, 10 grams of fat. That's fine. Fine ratio. Saturated fat 1.5. Again, a fine ratio. Your sodium's a little high with 17%. Again, 17% versus your 13%. Where's your proteins at? Why does it say 0% for the protein? 13 grams is not 0% of your daily protein. Something's wrong with the target's daily value percentages. 13 grams is fine. That's a decent ratio. Again, it's 2 grams more than the other. I think I'll put it below Impossible, actually, though. Maybe just above corn. I don't know. Yeah, sodium's a little high like most of them. Yeah, these ratios are okay. It's got a little bit of fiber in it, too. A little bit of carbs. Yeah. It's just decent overall. You get a little potassium, a little iron, a little calcium. All of them are giving a little bit of random micronutrients. The final test is price, right? All right. Most expensive, so that it's going to go in D tier, is definitely these Gardines. Next one up is going to be the Yummies. They're going to go in C tier. Next one's going to be the Simulates. They're roughly the same. Morningstar is just above that. Tyson's is at the top right now. To the Impossibles, the lowest. A little bit worse than Gardines, actually. The fries, chicken fries, Morningstar. Still, even the Pringles sponsorship ones are still cheaper than Gardein and Impossible by quite a bit. So slightly above Yummy, but just barely above Yummy in pricing. So right here. Next one is the Beyond Nuggies, which apparently corn is vegetarian, not vegan. The default, they're meatless one. Can't confirm, but Foreign said that there's the vegan version you can get. So this is what our pricing tier looks like, essentially, I guess. So this is our final results. With all things trying to be balanced out, I'm pretty surprised about the results as far as, like, I had no hope for Yummy originally, like both in price and taste. I thought it was gonna be healthy because it's part of like the keto diet and stuff, right? So like it's literally working on a diet that's supposed to help your health. So I thought it was gonna kill it in health, but I thought it was gonna be like pretty gross, and I thought it was gonna be bonkers expensive. But it does pretty good in both those categories in my book. Nick's not a fan of the flavor though, so like no for Nick. But me and Barbie, yeah, Yummy is there for us. Nick likes the Beyond. It's not the popcorn chicken. I just don't have the picture for the other one. We're doing the Beyond regular Nuggies. Good all around, and Nick loves the flavor. I thought the flavor was pretty good too. It's like A tier. And then Morningstar does great in both health and cost, and they'd be a good sauce carrier. I don't think they're great by themselves, but like if you're looking for sauce, I think Morningstar gets the last place before barely going into A tier.
You spent all this time thinking of me. How come you're not there when you got me? I know that you